Hello everyone, another week, another dollar, facing into a new week, new challenges, also a new month coming up next Monday, coming into a bank holiday. We need to be really careful over a bank holiday. It is only one extra day and not to kick our heels and sabotage our weight loss journey. For the month of August, let's go for between £7 to £10. All of us can do it. Let's just do it. Let's walk the walk and stop talking the talk. But to be careful, Monday evening members, your class will be on Tuesday evening as normal after a bank holiday. Same time, same venue, same room, everything the same except it's on a Tuesday. But what I would say to you being a Monday night member is to avail of the extra day for your weigh-in next week. It's the last big one before obviously the Halloween, so it is important to enjoy and hopefully we get sunshine, but we don't have to overindulge with the wrong food or the wrong drinkies. Tuesday morning members, your class will remain the same. So that's the week ahead. Obviously, as I said, it's a new month, so new challenges and new changes and new choices to make. Just as I mentioned about Revolut as well, I hope it's not too much of an inconvenience for anyone. It's just not sustainable, the fees going forward, especially the ATM fees that are associated when you take out money. But if you wish to pay cash up front for the month rather than carry cash every week, that's absolutely fine. I'll mark up your dates. And I will keep the Revolut open for members who missed a class, but they can still make their payment that way. So I hope that helps. Where I can assist, I definitely will. And I hope you all understand and thank you for your cooperation. So this week's talk is why keep a food diary, the pros and cons of keeping a food diary. So if you're the member that doesn't keep a food diary, I'm going to ask you a personal question. Why do you not keep a food diary? And I want an answer. Give me a valid answer. And if it's a valid answer, I 100% respect your wishes not to keep a food diary. But even for this week only, for the next 7 days, to keep a food diary, even to prove Claude wrong. But I am guaranteeing you weight loss when you keep your food diary. It's a more of a personalised service that we get to know each other that little bit better, because obviously we're going to communicate personally when I give you the feedback on the food diary. So it is important to keep a food diary, and if I have to keep a food diary, so do all of you, my lovelies. But it is a good way of, it's a guaranteed way that we're going to be successful. If we want to see change on the scales, we must make change and stop rolling from week to week. So if I'm guaranteeing you one item that can help you lose weight every week, why not do it? Why do we not do it? Why do we rebel against it? Because sometimes what we say is, sure, I know what I'm eating, but do we really? I ask myself that question. If I knew what I was doing, I wouldn't have to be associated with Slim for Life for the rest of my life, because I've recognised I will have a problem for life. So if I knew what I was doing, knew what I was eating, I wouldn't need to keep a food diary and I wouldn't need to do this job that I love. So it is important to keep a food diary, to know exactly where we stand, because sometimes you think back, if I asked you, well, what did you have last night for dinner? Kind of thinking. Then we get a bit of a headache thinking about it, when we say, oh, I'll start again tomorrow. And tomorrow is another day, and maybe it's today that we're after wasting. So it is important, as it says up first on the talk, it is a vital component of your weight and your health journey. Because remember that this is not all about weight loss. Obviously we get weighed every week and then we get measured every 4 weeks, but it's also about your health. So as we lose weight, like stroke, diabetes, heart disease, all those risks that's associated with carrying extra weight, they drop immediately. When we lose 3 pounds, we release 7 pounds of pressure off our joints. So this week I would really love a full house, no excuses, no bank holiday, no I have a party on Saturday night, I have a concert on Sunday. It doesn't matter. Regardless, keep a food diary. I am not looking at the takeaway or the bottle of wine or the bar of chocolate. I'm looking at the grand scheme of things for that whole week, that you're eating enough, that you're eating regularly, which way is the water intake, how many carbs do we have in a day. So that's why it's really important. Please commit this week for a full house of food diaries for all of us, to keep the food diary. And obviously the most important thing is to bring it in. If you forget to bring it into class, take a picture and send it to me. But it is a vital component for success. If you want change, you have to make change. We have to make change. We can't keep rolling from week to week. The second point then, if it goes in the smacker, goes in here, it goes on the tracker. Not it was only one sweet here, or it was a bit of crust, or I had a couple of crisps with a sandwich. All of that, if it goes in the smacker, you have to write it down. And really what works for me is I have to write as I go. I have to have the food diary on the table, or else attached to the fridge, and write as you go. Because to even think back, your head would just be wrecked trying to think of what we had. Life is just so busy. So you really have to write as you go. So if it goes in the smacker, it goes on the tracker. Because if those little bits that we have, even if we're standing at the kitchen press, standing at the fridge, they generally go that way. They don't go on a food diary. So this week we're going to commit to keeping an accurate food diary. Members who keep a regular food diary lose 3 times Imagine that, 3 times more weight than those who don't. So the obvious answer to my question is yes. Do you want to be successful? Of course we all do. You might say to me, look, what do you think I'm doing here? But we have to make change, as I've said. So if members who regularly keep a food diary lose 3 times more weight than those who don't, is that not a valid enough reason to keep a food diary this week? You have to be 100% honest, and you have to be 100% accurate, okay? So if we're going to keep food diary, we may as well do it right as wrong, okay? So members might put down toast in the morning. So what goes on our toast? What type of bread was it? Okay, so if you put McCluskey's Paco pan, 1 slice, then I'll obviously know that's a carb. Do we put butter on it? Do we put marmalade on it? Do we put jam on it? Do we put peanut butter on it? How much jam, marmalade, butter, peanut butter do we put on? So that is what we have to put down. Is it a teaspoon? Is it a tablespoon? Is it a knife? Is it the tip of a knife? And if we're unsure, maybe send a picture to me before you put it onto the bread. But this is a way of succeeding. As I said, August, £7 to £10 is what is there in 1 month. Why not get stuck in and do it? Make the most of the 5 weeks that is in August. £2 a week, £10 is a close size. The next point is the benefits. Basically, it tracks your progress. So like that, when you keep food diary, and next week, let's say we're down £2.5, you can keep that food diary. You can say to me, Clodagh, will you keep that for me for next week? And I will keep, because generally they will get shredded after I give the feedback, and say to me, can I keep that? And I will most certainly hand it back to you the following week, because then you can repeat that, say, in 3 or 4 weeks' time. You can't keep on repeating your food diary if it has been successful, because you need to confuse the body and have variation of food. So that's a good way of tracking your progress, that you can repeat that week. So it's a little like a menu for the week. I lost £2.5 that week. I can do that again now in 3 weeks. So it does help track your progress. Also, if we're after having a week where we put on, we can see where the pitfalls have been that week and not to make the same mistake again. We can learn from our mistakes. It keeps you motivated. So for me, as I'm writing food diary, if I'm about to have something, let's say that I know I shouldn't have, that's going to push me over my carbs, or it's just going to lead to weight gain that week, I can look back on the day and say, no, I really need to watch that. So I won't, in my head, I don't have that because I don't want to write it on the food diary, because I don't want to put on weight that week. So that's why it helps keep us motivated. It holds you accountable. So we know then exactly what we're doing, because we're writing as we go, and we're getting committed. You're handing it into me, and I can give you that personalised service, a personal review of your own food diary. But then we are accountable, because we are accountable of what goes in our mouth. Nobody is force-fed, are they? And if you are, then you need to tell me about it so I can do something for you. But we are accountable. But if we're not writing it down, it's like it didn't happen. It's like we're in denial. So we don't have time to be in denial. As I said, we've come into August, 5 weeks to go. £10 is what is there before September. How amazing would that be? And it can be done. I'm guaranteeing you that if we keep our food diaries, okay? Next then is helps identify patterns or habits that might be there. So I might say to you, well, we're a little bit heavy in the evening time. We're missing our snack in the morning time. And then we can work on those habits that we just need to correct, a little bit of tweaking. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you with that. Helps you to see if there's something that you need to change. So I will obviously give you the feedback on that. I might say we need to change that carb around, or we need to change around our breakfast. We need to have variation. We need to have something else for dinner. We need to have an extra carb. But I am trained to give you that help. And it is why you pay your fee. So please let me help. I'm reaching out to you to let me help you. It helps you make healthier choices. So I might see something that is regularly there. So sometimes it could be the McCambridge bread. It could be the Belvita biscuits. It could be rich tea biscuits. And I can see a pattern forming there, so I can give you a healthier choice, because I can see at that time you like to have something with a cup of tea or something with a cup of coffee. So I will give you the tools to be successful for that week. Obviously, the next point is that I can help advise weekly on any changes that you need to make. So let me help. Keep me busy on a Monday and a Tuesday, giving feedback on food diaries, and it really is a great buzz for me to relay my experience and my knowledge to help you on your weight loss journey. That it's not just that you see Clodagh on a Monday or Tuesday, depending on your class. You must include liquids and the quantity. So when I see water, how much water did you have? Glass of wine, what size glass of wine? A gin and tonic, how many gins and tonic? Was it a house measure? Was it a pub measure? And that's not me nitpicking, that's me trying to, if you're going to keep the food diary, you may as well do it right, so that I can give you the proper feedback on it. And I'm not counting your gins, I'm just looking at a general scheme of things, as I've said. And if you're going to have a gin, I'm going to tell you to have one for me as well. Helps identify triggers, physical or emotion. Are you physically hungry, or are you emotionally hungry? Are you eating something because something is eating you? generally the answer is yes. We eat our emotions. So that's why it's really important to identify your triggers. Is it physical or is it emotional? The time of day that we can put down. As it says, keep a note of what you eat at that time of day. Also what your mood is. I woke up tired. I had breakfast at 8:30. It was a little bit later than normal. Keep a little jot on your food diary, and you can keep notes on the back of it. Even though it is a food diary, it's double-sided, to write your little notes down there. Put a little asterisk beside them and keep a pattern of it. As I said, if you're going to keep it, we may as well keep an accurate one. So here's the question: will you keep a food diary this week? And I do hope it's a resounding yes after listening to the video, and I hope it's going to be as loud as what it was in the class, that yes, we're going to do it this week. We're going to have each other's back and we're going to get stuck in. So your little motto for this week is: you may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. Deep. You may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. As I said, I'm guaranteeing you weight loss when you keep a food diary. So let's all go for gold this week. Enjoy the bank holiday. Make the right choices. Keep our food diary. Make sure we're drinking our water. Be 100% accurate and 100% honest, because if it goes on the smacker, it goes on the tracker. I want you all to have a great week. You know the drill. Any positive or negative feedback on the video, let me know. And also any questions, just to let me know. But I will be in touch throughout the week, and have a fabulous week. Stay safe. Big hugs and kisses to all.